Flows throughout the cooking process helps maintain even temperatures and saves energy. Cover pots when cooking and follow time and temperature guidelines. Pots and pans that fit the burners absorb more heat and reduce energy waste. Cook several meals at one time for greater efficiency and energy savings.
Decades ago, we set out to bring affordable, reliable electricity to everyone. Lines extended. America grew. Today, we have a new challenge: to use that electricity wisely. Find out how your Touchstone Energy Cooperative can help you save energy and money at togetherwesave.com.
A message from Chem Electric, your local Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
I'm a second-generation farmer on this place and always been around and working with Northland Financial. Started out with my dad taking me there, and I know Linda Rudolph has a farming background, so when we have concerns or questions coming in, I know Linda understands where we're coming from. I think Northland Financial has helped me financially, just knowing when I've got things that I need at spur moment or whatever concerns, I know I can go in there and work with them. We have a one-on-one relationship with them, and I think that goes a long ways.
Whether you're on the farm, in the city, or a small town, Farmers Union Insurance has a full range of coverage that's customized especially for you. Insure with a company that's financially strong, invests locally, and is committed to providing service to its policyholders. Talk to your local Farmers Union agent today and compare your existing policy. Discover how you can save when you insure your auto and home together. Farmers Union Insurance of North Dakota.
If you think you know an Apache sprayer just by looking, look again. The redesigned Apache sprayer from Equipment Technologies can be found at High Plains Apache in Mandan. As North Dakota's premier sprayer dealer, High Plains Apache stocks parts for all makes and models of sprayers, eliminating downtime and maximizing profitability. With a state-of-the-art service department and exceptional customer service, your only choice for sprayers in North Dakota is High Plains Apache. High Plains Apache of Mandan, your #1 sprayer dealer.
The last two teams standing in Region 3 may be the two teams that hate each other the most. Just 10 miles separate Linton from Strasburg, but they meet tonight in Jamestown with a trip to Grand Forks on the line. It's a do-or-die showdown. It's the Region 3 Championship, and it's next on the Beck Sports Network.
Within each athlete is the desire to compete. Within each competitor is the conviction to prove that they are the best. It is in the off-season that the competitor is reborn. It is in the hours long after others have packed it in. Only from within can determination be fostered. Only from within can a champion be born. This is High School Hoops on the Beck Sports Network.
It's on the dribble, hands back to Schwarzenberger, who's finally found some life on the offensive end here in the fourth. Fettig for three. Good! Trent Fettig on the make. 1-point ball game.
By one, hands back to Brady. She drives the lane and got it to go!
Over a quarter, Weigel out of the corner for three. Good! Kendra Weigel, her third three-pointer of the game.
Alex Barnes might have had a little thing to do with that. Oh, long and good from half court from Dan Yale.
It's one of the most exciting nights of sports in the state of North Dakota. 8 teams will punch their tickets to the state tournament in Grand Forks. One will do so from here in Jamestown. Good evening and welcome to the Jamestown Civic Center for the Region 3 Championship between Linton HMB and Strasburg Zeeland. Simon and Pat with you one last time this week for the Region 3 Championship. Pat, this is a matchup that's been quite storied this season. Linton and Strasburg have played each other 3 times this year. Twice Linton's been the victor. The first time Strasburg won. Who are the key players in act number 4?
Well, for Strasburg Zeeland, it all starts and finishes with Brody Newsma. The guard has been terrific this season. He's just a sophomore, and he's been the main act for Strasburg Zeeland. But the last 2 games, our player of the game has not been Mr. Newsma. He's gotten help from Kramer from Share. He's going to need help from those guys tonight. For Linton HMB, that backcourt, those three guards, Purinton, Flyberg, and Small, were just terrific on Tuesday night, and those three I expect to play really well here again tonight.
Yeah, their front court, nothing to scoff at as well with Schneider and Bernhardt. Linton HMB probably the slight favorites here tonight. Last time these two teams matched up was in the District 6 championship, and Linton HMB was victorious by a comfortable margin. But what does Strasburg have to do tonight to pull off the upset?
Well, I think for Strasburg, Brody Nusma has to play well. At the end of this day, if we're not saying Brody Nusma played well, I can't anticipate a result that has Strasburg-Zeeland winning, and then they're going to have to get some help. Nick Kramer, certainly one of those guys. We saw him go off for 25 in the first game. Scotty Scheer put up 15 in the second game. I think Nusma's going to have to play well, and he's going to need at least one other piece to play maybe a step above how they normally play for Strasburg-Zeeland. But they can do it, Simon. They can certainly win this game here today.
You couldn't have written the script any better for these two teams to be the final teams left in Region 3. We'll see how it plays out when we return to the Beck Sports Network. Plenty more here on the BNC Bank pregame show.
Plays of the Week, sponsored by Center Mutual Insurance Company. Center Mutual, provider of home, auto, and farm insurance coverage. Call 1-800-472-2216 to be referred to an agent in your area.
Count for the Mustangs, and they look ahead. Weber beat everybody back, and it's a two-point ball game just like that. This game before South Border responded with a 16-6 run. And here's Amber Umber with the Weber back in. This is Jokum looking back door for Schnabel.
There's a glimpse of what you'll see in the future. The freshman finding a great backdoor cutting other freshmen.
Larson. Back door, what a find to Flyberg.
And the execution by Linton HMB has been great. The off-the-ball movement, and each player playing unselfish, finding the open girl, whoever it may be. Aren't getting comfortable on the offensive end. Christian Thompson, he's 1 of 4 now. From beyond the arc, that's his 5th point of the game. Zone anchoring the middle is Dakota Rand. Christian Thompson is open for 3, and you can't do that. Thompson will make you pay, his 2nd three-pointer of the game. He was all district as a junior, as Christian Thompson another 3. The bank is open for Christian Thompson. Hummel, 4-3. Off the bench.
Harrison shooters can't get greedy. There's a good look, though.
Hummel follows his own miss. Gets defenders in the air. And run for Levi Hummel. Daring for Rand. Over Welts. Follows his own miss. Puts it back up. 3rd time. Goes in. Jason Mathias. Let's see what he's got drawn up. He's also the football coach here in Garrison. What a pass underneath. Dakota Rand from Levi Hummel. Malakade takes it. 2 seconds to go. Loses the ball, and we're headed to overtime in the District 10 championship. First down 2. Garrett steps into the 3. Bullseye! Christian Thompson. 3 seconds. It's a long 3. That's short. And the Garrison Troopers are District 10 champs. Dan Carr for president. That's something that Linton HMB fans would certainly get behind. Dan Carr has been at the head of this successful basketball program for so long. His 32nd year coaching the Linton HMB Lions. Since 2003, he's seen the team with 6 state tournament appearances. He's looking for his 7th tonight if they can get past Strasburg-Zeeland. It's the BNC Bank pregame show presented by BNC Bank, delivering financial solutions business people demand, and we take a look at our impact player presented by John Starlakis Incorporated, celebrating over 50 years, balancing progress with perspective. Pat, you said in the open, if this kid doesn't play well, then Strasburg-Zeeland's chances are not very high. But it's incredible how consistent he's been all season as just a sophomore. Even in the tournament, 17 points per game, 10 rebounds per game. He needs to play well for Strasburg-Zeeland to win the game. It's a big moment for just a sophomore, but Nusma, Pat, is not your usual underclassman.
No, yeah, he's not, Simon. He plays like a senior, a very smart basketball player, and we saw it on Tuesday night, just his ability to draw fouls and kind of put the ball where it needed to be in the right place at the right time. He's a kid that is a sophomore, plays like a senior.
Let's take a look at our keys to the game presented by Reynolds Insurance Agency, serving Western North Dakota's insurance needs since 1947. First, for Strasburg-Zeeland, it's dealing with pressure, and that's pressure of the big game, but also of Linton HMB defenders. Linton HMB had a lot of success with their full-court press against Ellendale in the region semifinals. The stock of Scher, and that's Scotty Scher. He was feeling it on Tuesday, contributing 5 3-pointers. Him shooting from the perimeter is so important to Strasburg-Zeeland's success. And key number 3, could be a 3-point contest based how both teams shot in the semifinals. But Strasburg-Zeeland also needs to contest. They need to contest Linton HMB on the perimeter because Linton HMB was 9 of 15 from three-point land in their semifinal win over Allendale. For Linton HMB, well, no reason to stop after Tuesday's performance. Let it fly. Like I just said, 9 of 15. Let's see if they can continue that hot shooting from beyond. A rare post advantage for Linton HMB. They obviously didn't have it against Ellendale with with Adam White in the post. But this is a rare time where Linton HMB has more size than their opponent. Nick Kramer and Brody Nusma really the only big men for the Strasburg-Zeeland Clippers, and they have a 0-0 record tonight, and the score is 0-0. Wipe the slate completely clean. Forget about Tuesday night and their incredible performance. This is the only game that matters this season. This is the moment that they've been playing for throughout the entire regular season. We're going to take a break here on the BNC Bank pregame show. X Factor starters around the region. And then we get you set for the tip-off of the Region 3 Championship here on the Beck Sports Network when we return.
The telecast of this tournament game has been authorized by special arrangement with the Board of Directors of the North Dakota High School Activities Association. Tonight's game is being sponsored by Beck Communications Cooperative. Beck Communications Cooperative, connections that matter.
When your AGCO and Versatile Machinery need parts or service, you need them now. So call Lakeside Machinery in Garrison. During harvest or fall tillage, you can't afford downtime. That's why Lakeside has a large, experienced staff to give you the highest quality repairs in the shortest amount of time. Don't wait for the parts and service you need for your AGCO and Versatile Machinery. Call Lakeside Machinery, Highway 37 in Garrison.
For telephone, internet, TV, and more, RTC has what you're looking for.
For over 60 years, RTC has taken pride in the personal service that only a local cooperative can offer. A smarter way to make a call, a better way to watch TV, a faster way to surf the web. Find out what we can do for your home or business. Visit rtc.coop to learn more.
Smarter, better, faster, RTC.
For 35 years, Stanley Equipment and Frontier Equipment of Williston have been the leaders in sales and service for Case IH. They have a full line of tractors from 35 horsepower on up. They also have a brand new line of quad-track tractors. Case IH is the leader in harvesters. The Axial Flow Combine is the right choice if you're in the market for new machinery. Stanley Equipment and Frontier Equipment of Williston is the place for everything Case IH.
If you are about to make one of the most important decisions of your life, where you'll attend college, it's time to visit the University of Jamestown. That's right, Jamestown College is now the University of Jamestown. Experience a private, liberal arts education, and you'll be on your journey to success. For 130 years, we have been making your success our tradition by providing faculty mentors, real-world experience through internships and travel abroad opportunities, all in a supportive campus where you'll make lifelong friendships. Schedule your campus visit today. It's the University of Jamestown.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise, remove your cap and headgear, and place your right hand over your heart as we salute our great nation with a national anthem. Tonight being performed by Kendall Bettig from Ellendale High School.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Beautiful rendition of the national anthem. We saw some good close-up shots of some guys that are looking like they're in the zone, ready for a good performance on the court. One of these teams will head to Grand Forks. One of these teams' seasons will come to an end. A few more moments on the BNC Bank pregame show as we take a look at the X Factors presented by Border States Electric. Since 1952, they provided supply chain solutions to the construction, industrial, utility, and telecommunications markets. For Strasburg, Zeeland, the script is written. They couldn't write a better one themselves to face Linton HMB in the championship game, though they've got to go out and perform. And Linton HMB, their X Factor is spreading the wealth. You can stop one Lion. You might be able to stop two, but there are 5 players on this team that can take over a game at any given time. If they continue to play unselfish, they will be tough to beat. Let's take a look at our starting lineups presented by First Community Credit Union as the starters get announced to the crowd here in Jamestown. Strasburg, Zeeland in the backcourt at Scotty Scher and Seth Aberle, 2 senior guards that had some key performances in their semifinal wins. Brody Nusma, of course, is always a key for Strasburg, Zeeland. Jacob Eberle has quietly had a nice tournament for head coach Brent Kleinsasser, and so has Nick Kramer, who missed a good portion of the season 2 injury, but he has come back and he's averaging 19 points per game here in this Region 3 tournament. For Linton HMB, man, there are so many good players on this team. On their starting lineup, of course, Andrew Small, the senior guard, John Purinton, the junior guard, and Brooks Flyberg, the senior guard. Ryan Schneider and Austin Bernhardt make up the front court for head coach Dan Carr, 3 juniors, 2 seniors. Let's take a look around the state. Presented by Farm Credit Services of Mandan, the Wishick branch. And we'll take a look at the region championships all across the state. Such an exciting night of hoops here in North Dakota. The highlight of this tournament was probably the semifinal game between Milner and Oak Grove. Oak Grove taking on an Oaks team that surprised some people out of Region 1. As we move ahead to look at Region 2, this game will take place tomorrow night, the only game in North Dakota that will take place on Friday as opposed to Thursday. Grafton and Cavalier will do battle for a chance to go to the state tournament here in Region 3. Strasburg, Zeeland against Linton HMB, of course. You'll see that game here in just moments. Region 4, a toss-up between Four Winds Minnewacan and North Star. Region 5, Flasher against Shiloh Christian. Region 6, Rugby against DLB, 2 top 10 teams. Region 7, Beulah against Hazen. And then in Region 8, a rematch of a matchup we saw here on the Beck Sports Network earlier, Newtown against Watford City. This game might be the closest game on paper of all the games across the state. Kind of a toss-up between Linton HMB and Strasburg, Zeeland. Both teams have gotten wins against the other here in the 2013-2014 season. Simon Rosenwasser alongside Pat Boylan. Glad you could join us here on the Beck Sports Network. As Eberle, trying to weave through defenders, does get it up and does get it in.
A good start here for the Clippers.
Jacob Eberle has quietly had a nice tournament. Is on the other end. The quick answer for Austin Bernhardt, who had 0 points in the semifinal win against Ellendale. Scotty Scher, a beautiful dish to Eberle. He's got the first 4 for Strasburg, Zeeland.
Well, you think these 2 teams weren't ready? 3 possessions, 3 great-looking offensive takes to the basket that have all resulted in baskets.
Ryan Schneider for Bernhardt. Too much off the glass, the rebound to Nusma, and he wants to run. Scotty Scher wide open for three.
Scotty hit 5 on Tuesday night, was 5 for 6, all 15 points coming from the three-point line. He talked about how important it was for his personal confidence to hit that first shot. Good sign for Strasburg-Zeeland.
He had 0 field goals in their quarterfinal win, as a tough shot will roll in for John Purinton.
And Purinton's a tough player. Not surprised at all to see him pull off a play like that. Very tough to guard.
Nusma gets called for the carrying violation. It's a turnover against Strasburg-Zeeland. The Clippers still with a 7-4 lead here in the first minute and a half of play.
And a lot of emotion here in the Jamestown Civic Center. It's very loud, the loudest that we've heard this place here already in game number 8.
Two towns that separate by only 10 miles. Small, short on the jumper, tipped back out by Austin Bernhardt, but Flyberg couldn't get there.
Well, if you're Strasburg-Zeeland, you have to be happy with how this one has started. You've had 4 possessions, you've scored on 3 of them, and the only one you didn't was a carrying the ball violation on Brody Nusma, not a typical play that you'll see. So they've started very effectively on the offensive side of the ball.
Nusma, that'll be his second consecutive turnover. This one is taken away by Ryan Schneider, and then Schneider was fouled by Jacob Eberle.
Well, we mentioned throughout the season in the pregame show, Brody Nusma, a player who's a sophomore but plays like a senior, but you can't forget he hasn't had a ton of these moments so far. A shaky start for maybe the best player in the game regardless of jersey.
Another foul underneath. This looks like it's on Nick Kramer.
Nick was so good, and that first game was very good as well in the semifinal game, but 25 points in that opener really propelled the Clippers.
Purinton off the feed from Small. Got it to go. 4 points for John Purinton. He had 16 on Tuesday night. 1 point ball game here in the early going. Brody Nusma off to Kramer. Kramer hesitated and got it in.
Kramer's terrific when he grabs the basketball around 16 feet. There's not a whole lot of guys that can take the ball at 16 feet, find a seam in the defense, and take it to the rack quite as effectively as Nick Kramer can.
Averaging 19 points per game this week, including an incredible 24-point performance in the first game, their quarterfinal matchup. This is a turnover against Linton HMB. Strasburg-Zeeland will have it.
Coach Carr asking for a foul. Not going to be the call. And Strasburg-Zeeland kind of holding a lot of the momentum right now.
It was automatically going to be a backcourt violation. There was no reason to even have the referee think about there being a foul. In any event, Strasburg-Zeeland still has the basketball with a 3-point lead. Seth Aberle. Eberle working on Bernhardt. Tried to get it to Kramer. It was tipped away. Kramer recovers. And now it's Scotty Scher. 10 on the shot clock. Kramer for Aberle. Can't get the roll. He left it just a bit short.
Well, I've been surprised so far. Brody Nusma has not been an integral piece of the offense so far.
Purinton floats it up. Too much. And the rebound to Eberle.
And he was actually looking for Bernhardt there. At least that's how his reaction was. I don't think he meant to hit the backboard. I think that was a pass.
Scotty Scher guarded by Purinton. The jump step into the lane, and he kicks it to Nick Kramer. Kramer for Eberle. And another turnover on Strasburg-Zeeland.
Well, when the ball's not consistently going through Brody Nusma's hands in the half-court offense, you can see Strasburg-Zeeland just a little bit off kilter. And a lot of that credit goes to Brooks Flyberg, one of the best on-ball defenders and off-the-ball defenders in Class B basketball. And he's had his way so far defensively with Brody Nusma.
Flyberg on the D from Eberle. Eberle winning the battle. Flyberg a wild shot.
Yeah, on the other side, that wasn't a very good look for Flyberg. Early in the shot clock, you'd like to see him work it around. So many options for Linton. They're so deep.
9-6 here in the early going. We've got a foul on the floor. It's called against Linton HMB, so Strasburg-Zeeland will take it out under the basket when we return to the Beck Sports Network.
There's more than just fuel at Kent Shopping Center in Napoleon. He has everything you need. Want to rent a movie? There are hundreds of selections. Short on cash? He even has an ATM. Fishing tackle, tools, grilling supplies. Need a quick bite to eat? Ken has a wide assortment of food and beverages. Ken literally has it all, and his prompt customer service is second to none. Open from 7 to 8 Monday through Saturday and 9 to 8 on Sunday. Ken Shopping Center is the place to find your everyday needs in Napoleon.
For a home-cooked meal away from home,
join us at Webo's Restaurant and Lounge in Linton.
Webo's is serving up the classics that you've come to know and love every day. Stop in and check out our new Webo's chips, ice cream from the drive-up window, and don't forget about the full-service lounge. Webo's also features a banquet room, the perfect venue for any party or celebration. Open Monday through Thursday, 6 a.m. to 8 p.m., Friday and Saturday, 6 to 9, and Sunday, 7 to 7. It's Webo's Restaurant and Lounge in Linton.
Linton looking for their first state appearance since just a few years ago in 2012. Dan Carr was, of course, the coach then. He's coached the team to 10 state appearances in his tenure. 32 years as the head coach. Nusma, a deep three, left it short, and Flyberg the long rebound. Purinton for Schneider. Guarded by Eberle, gets it up and one. The foul on Jacob Eberle.
What a move here from Schneider. Just caught Eberle a half step out of position. You'll see it here. He's going to fake left, and that gets Eberle up, and in just that split second, Schneider attacks the basket, gets the N1.
Misses the free throw, and the rebound to Nick Kramer. Tightly contested first quarter. They've worked the shot clock under 10 seconds. Now 5 seconds. It's Nusma. And the foul will halt play. It's on the floor against Linton HMB. That'll put some time back on the shot clock.
Well, once again, the ball's not running through Nusma, and Strasburg Zeeland looks just kind of a step off balance. And again, it's because of Brooks Flyberg. You saw him there just a second ago, but Flyberg's been terrific. He's been in the grill of Nusma the entire day so far. You see him right now. He catches the ball. Flyberg's right there.
Turnaround won't go for Brody Nusma.
Now, the only time we saw these two teams play on the Beck Sports Network, it was a Strasburg win. Flyberg was all over Nusma for the first couple quarters. Then Nusma broke out in a big way in the third quarter. So still a lot of game to be played here.
And Nusma has not yet gotten on the scoreboard as we've got a loose ball underneath. Eberle tried to get the timeout, and he was granted that timeout. So Strasburg Zeeland will regroup. Linton HMB will regroup as well. You see Brent Kleinsaucer, 21st year overall in Strasburg, head coach of the girls team, as well as about everything there is to be in Strasburg. Strasburg looking for their first state appearance since 2002. The team, I should say, has never gotten to the state tournament as a co-op. Zeeland made the state tournament all the way back in 1974. But it's the Clippers are looking for their first state tournament appearance since 2002 at least.
Yeah, Strasburg made it in 02. Zeeland in 74. They weren't together at the time. So this was a chance to make history as a unit here. And the Clippers, they started off as the better team early. Since then, I think Linton, the last couple minutes, has played better basketball.
1 point game, 2:20 to go here in the first quarter. Nusma was guarded by Holzer. Now this is Nick Kramer guarded by Schneider. Eberle, long mid-range jumper. It's off the mark, and here come Linton HMB with Ryan Schneider. Lost control for a second, but regathers. Schneider eyed up by Eberle. Now it's Purinton guarded by Kramer. Now Holzer guarded by Eberle.
That's got to be a foul. I can't believe that wasn't called.
Schneider puts it on the floor. Gets defenders in the air. finds it again, denied by Nusma.
Averly got away with maybe a couple fouls. You can't put your both hands on and push the way Averly did, but hey, perhaps that means they're going to let him play today. They're going to let the a lot of the pushing go.
Averly to the other side. Reverse layup was blocked. It finds the hands of Nusma. Now Scotty Scher stepping into the three. Swiss City for Scotty Scher.
How about Scotty Scher? 7 for 8 from deep in the last 2 games.
And then a huge block by Nick Kramer, but the foul is called.
Well, that's such a good sign for the Clippers that Scotty Scher is on after just 1 point in his first game. Had 15 on Tuesday, already with 6 here early on.
His foul committed on Nick Kramer. That's his second. Eric Holzer, the sophomore, to the line. He cashes the first.
And something to watch here is they've moved Flyberg off of Nusma the last couple possessions. It's been Holzer. So their star defender, perhaps to give him a spell on defense, just a bit of a break. That's Holzer at the line. He's the one who's been guarding Brody Nusma on the other end.
Holzer, the sophomore, has emerged as the 6th man for Dan Carr's team. Bright future ahead of him. Derek Keller into the game. Quick ball movement. This is Nusma in the quarter. In the corner, it was Jordan Nusma. Now back to Scotty Scher. This is Brody Nusma. Now Derek Keller. Nusma cut. Put it in. And an offensive foul is the call against Brody Nusma.
I think that's the right call, at least live. And this is another one of those deals where in college this is absolutely a blocking foul. In that box, they're in the semicircle there. But in high school, that semicircle, we're on a college floor here. That semicircle doesn't exist in high school.
Nusma has not got it going yet, as this one's taken away by Derek Keller. Nusma 0 points, yet his team still up by 2.
And they're playing a defense by committee on Nusma right now, Brody Nusma, that is. They're switching up who's guarding him, and they're telling him, you guard him 4 or 5 possessions, give me everything you have, and then we'll give you a spell of a rest. Before it was Flyberg, now it's Holzer on it.
Clippers look to be holding for the last shot, under 5 seconds. Jordan Nusma got by his defender. What a cut by Jordan Nusma, and he gives his team a 4-point lead as time expires. Second quarter of play coming up, 14-10. Strasburg Zeeland on top of Linton HMB.
Linton Hospital is the primary care leader in South Central North Dakota, offering outpatient surgical services, a podiatrist available monthly, and physical therapy. Our laboratory and radiology departments offer in- and outpatient testing and digital exams for faster turnaround. Our emergency medical service is one of 2 in the area staffed with certified paramedics. Along with the hospital in Linton, clinics in Hazleton and Harriet, South Dakota offer the finest in primary health care. Linton Hospital, quality care with a personal touch since 1953.
For preventative care with a personal touch, your only choice is Wishick Dental. Dr. Chris Turman and his staff offer a relaxing dental experience. With digital x-rays and state-of-the-art equipment, Wishick Dental is able to take care of all of your general dentistry needs without the long commute. With 3 locations in the area, Wishick Dental provides convenient treatment for patients of all ages and is now accepting new appointments. With 3 convenient locations in Ashley, Wishick, and Linton, make an appointment with Wishick Dental and leave with a brighter smile.
What a finish for Strasburg Zeeland. Jordan Nusma seemingly out of nowhere with an explosive drive to give his team a 4-point lead. Andrew Small coming off a screen, way short. Nusma saved it off of Ryan Schneider out of bounds, and he secures the possession for the Clippers.
And Andrew Small, a name we didn't hear very much of at all in the first quarter of play. He had 17 in the semifinal victory. They're deep, is Linton. They can win without Small playing great, but they'd certainly like to have him playing well.
Derek Keller will let it fly, and he gets one to go. and then commits the foul, but 17-10 is the largest lead of the game for Strasburg-Zeeland.
And you have to be so impressed with Derek Keller. I don't even barely remember him getting into the game on Tuesday, and he's played terrific so far. A little bit of an out-of-control foul there, but you'll take the 3 with the foul away from the basket any day.
17 points by Strasburg-Zeeland. 0 have come off the hands of Brody Nusma. Flyberg in and out. Bernhardt working for the rebound. He got it. And then the foul will be committed on the floor on Derek Keller.
Well, Bernhardt, a guy who will do all the little things, had 12 points, 10 boards in the opener. Wasn't quite as effective in the semifinal win, but you kind of need a guy like this who's going to do all the dirty work for you. Not normally a big scorer, not normally a stat sheet stuffer, but will do the little things. One of those little things just got him to the line.
It was the 17th foul on Strasburg-Zeeland, so it was a 1-and-1. Schneider, the offensive rebound, and put back for Linton HMB.
Right, over Brody Nusma, but you're right. 17 fouls on Strasburg-Zeeland, just 2 on Linton.
And this is going to be an offensive foul on Scotty Scher. A lot of groaning here on the Strasburg side. The Linton HMB fans do like what they saw. But that'll be the 8th team foul against Strasburg-Zeeland. Of course, committed on the offensive end, so no foul shots coming. However, it does constitute as a turnover. Purinton got 3 defenders in the air, and he's headed to the free throw line.
Well, if you're Linton HMB, you've seen something here in the last 2 possessions. Strasburg-Zeeland is obviously so amped to play this game, and a lot of times you get stuff like that. When you're so ready to play, so ready to make every big play on the offensive, on the defensive side, a pump fake like that can go a very long way. Very headsy play there from Purinton.
He's got 5 points after the first free throw.
Certainly both these teams are so jacked to be here, but it's a fine balance between where that helps you and that starts to hurt you. Strasburg might be flirting with it a little bit.
Linton HMB was ranked as high as 9th early in the season as Small picks a pocket, and then he gets rejected by Nusma.
Well, there are a couple fouls on other Clippers earlier in this game where Nusma had swats. Otherwise, that would be his 4th block in just over a quarter to play. Hasn't been contributing, hasn't got the chance as much on the offensive end. Brody Nusma is still here on the other end.
Schneider. Nusma fell down. The foul's going to get called against Ryan Schneider. The whistles have been very apparent early here in this first half. 12 total fouls, 9 of them coming on Strasburg. That was the 3rd against Linton HMB.
We'll see here. Now, if I'm Strasburg-Zeeland, I'm trying to get my star going. You're up 3, and Brody Nusma offensively hasn't gotten going. That's a great sign, but you're going to have to get him going. I can't see that trend continuing to last through 4 quarters.
Nick Kramer's been on the bench for the last few minutes with 2 personal fouls. Jordan Nusma. Short jumper for Seth Aberle. Now, Aberle did not convert a field goal on Tuesday night, though he had 4 points. They were 4 huge free throws, which down the stretch iced the game for Strasburg-Zeeland. Purinton, strong move, and he's got 2 free throws coming.
Well, John Purinton has just been terrific so far in the early parts of this one. Taking it to the basket, making things happen. We saw his pump fake get the 3 Clippers in the air a moment ago. He's headed back to the line, and Purinton already with 6. Strasburg-Zeeland, or rather Linton HMB, would be down much more than now 4 if it hasn't been for Purinton, and you can't be surprised by that at all. If there's one player that you would have asked me would come to play for Linton HMB if I only had 1 pick, it'd be this guy at the line right here.
So many guys have gotten it done for Linton HMB. You mentioned the nice game that Austin Bernhardt had in the first game in the quarterfinal matchup against Edgley Cole Montpelier. He was seemingly non-existent in the semifinal win against Ellendale. But here tonight, he's got 2 points already as Nusma does get on the scoreboard for the first time.
And that was Flyberg guarding him. They've moved back to Flyberg.
And another foul is called. This one looks like it's coming against Seth Aberle, and more free throws coming here for Linton HMB.
And more free throws coming here for John Purinton, who continues to make things happen for Linton HMB. And defensively, Linton has not played well. Strasburg-Zeeland already with 21 points. But Purinton is making things happen. That's the first thing I think he's done wrong all game, missed that foul shot.
As a team, Linton HMB is 5 of 7 so far from the free throw line. Mentioned this is the fourth time, I should say, that these two teams have matched up against each other. Linton HMB has won the last 2. Strasburg Zeeland won an earlier matchup, very early season matchup between the two teams. It was here on the Beck Sports Network. Nusma taking contact. Do they count the bucket? The referees will confer. And they do so.
Well, they've moved Flyburg back on Brody Nusma, and this is not the same defense we've seen from Flyburg early on as we've seen in these last 2 possessions here from Flyburg. He's been off a few steps. He's allowed Nusma to drive. Perhaps he's a little bit winded. Could be the case. You'd understand if that was the case. It's been a high-paced game, but the defense that Flyburg was throwing at Nusma early in this game is not at the same level that Nusma's had the last 2 possessions, and go figure, Nusma with 2 baskets on these last 2 possessions, driving right at him.
And Strasburg Zeeland comes away with a steal. Momentum in favor of the Clippers. 6 different Strasburg Zeeland players have gotten in the scoring column. Nusma steps into the 3. Way short. Nusma tried to save it. Jordan Nusma, that is, but it goes right to the hands of a Linton HMB player. All the way to the other side. Andrew Small gets called for an offensive foul. Scotty Scher hit the deck as he is still down.
I think he might have gotten a knee to the chin, did Scotty, and they're going to bring out the trainer to take a look at him. And this is another example of what would be called a blocking foul in college basketball, called a charge here in high school because, of course, that semicircle doesn't exist. See if we can get another look. Yeah, he took a knee right to the chin. And, of course, your chin doesn't have a lot of support. There's, that bone's right there under skin. There's not a whole lot of support for it. So that's something that does not feel good, and really the only thing that could turn the intensity down in this gym would be what just happened.
We're going to take a break here on the Beck Sports Network, and hopefully Scotty Scher can get back on his feet when we return.
Here at Beck Communications, we offer high-tech, web-powered phone systems for your business to save you time and money. We're not talking about robots with cell phones. We're talking about complete business phone solutions. Have an auto attendant answer the phone. Forward office calls right to your cell phone so you can work from anywhere, even the amusement park, and much, much more. Best of all, Beck Spider Talk requires no maintenance or major capital investment. That's Beck Smart. Call Beck Communications today and mention this ad to get 2 months of Beck Spider Talk free.
Scotty Scher still down on the floor. Not what you want to see if you're anyone here at the Jamestown Civic Center, but especially if you're Strasburg Zeeland. Scotty Scher has had such an up and down season. It's been more up recently. 15 points in the semifinal win over South Border. He started off hot here with 6 points, both on the 3-ball. And we're hoping that it's just a matter of the wind getting knocked out of him and he can stand up here in a few moments. But he took a pretty tough shot.
Yes, Simon, he certainly did. And you see some of the concerned onlookers looking on. And unfortunately, you obviously never want to guess with an injury. But, it could be a whole lot of things, good or not so good, and what you're hoping is what you said. He took kind of a knee to the chin and the chest area, which that can knock your wind out and make you feel almost paralyzed for a minute, and then you're fine. Or there's the whole gamut of things here. You get another look. Yeah, he gets hit right. You see by the right knee of Small there, right around the neck, chin, or the chest and neck area. Now, what you can't see is as he falls, does his head hit? And you hope that's not the case. That would be, you see a lot of guys who fall down and they hit their head on that fall back. That can lead to some problems as well. But, you know, Scotty's a very upbeat, a very tough guy. He wouldn't be on the floor this long is what I worry, you know, if it wasn't something fairly serious.
Of course, we don't want to speculate, of course. And, you know, these two schools are such rivals of each other, and there's so much build-up leading up to this game. This is one of those instances where everyone comes together in hopes that Scotty Scher is all right. As you see, there's concerned faces all over this gymnasium. Strasburg Zeeland really needing the services of Scotty Scher to get them to where they want to be. Scotty Scher, as I mentioned, he's had such an up and down season, and he's such a key part of this Strasburg Zeeland team. When he is scoring, he provides a weapon for Strasburg Zeeland that they don't always have. When he's shooting from the outside, he's a guy that can really take the Strasburg Zeeland Clippers and put it on his back, quite frankly. Of course, right now we're concerned onlookers as just people, just hoping that as a student, as an athlete, as a human, Scotty Scher is all right on the floor. We're going to take another break here on the Beck Sports Network.
To protect the things important to you, look no further than DRN. Wireless alarms, control panels, temperature sensors, door locks, and surveillance cameras to monitor your home or business right from your smartphone or computer. With around-the-clock monitoring and local service and support. Call DRN, the technology solution experts, today.
Choosing long-term care and assisted living for your loved ones doesn't have to mean moving to a big city. Napoleon Care Center provides personalized care and family atmosphere that allows your loved ones to receive the services they need in a warm and welcoming environment. Nestled in South Central North Dakota, Napoleon Care Center has the staff and facilities to make your loved one feel right at home. For more information, call 701-754-2381. Let your family member become a member of our family at Napoleon Care Center.
Scotty Scher still down for the count. We're getting word from our cameraman down on the floor that he is conscious down there. He's squeezing hands. He's conscious down there, which is extremely good news. And we'll take one last look at it. As again, it was Andrew Small catching the pass in transition. The basketball play was that it was a really great play by Scotty Scher. He drew the charge. The foul was called against Andrew Small. But in the act, Andrew Small, the knee to the chest, chin area, not exactly sure where exactly he took that contact. But while we do have some time, we're going to go around the region again and take a look at the other games going on around the state of North Dakota. As Region 1, Oak Grove takes on Oaks. Milner against Oak Grove in the semifinals was perhaps the highlight of that tournament. In Region 2, we'll take a look at Grafton against Cavalier. That game will take place tomorrow night. The only region that will take place tomorrow night as opposed to tonight. Region 3 is where we stand here. And we'll take a look at where Strasburg Zeeland went. They beat Medina, Pingree, Buchanan, then South Border to get to this Region 3 championship. Linton HMB beating Edgeley, Cole, Montpelier, and then Ellendale in the semifinals to get to the championship, which is where we stand with 5:08 to play in the first half. In Region 4, it's going to be Four Winds Minnewacan taking on North Star. And in Region 5, Flasher against Shiloh Christian at the Civic Center in Bismarck, not to be confused with the Civic Center here in Jamestown. Region 6 up in Minot. We've got an update courtesy of NDHighSchoolSports.com. Rugby against DLB. DLB 36-29 over the top-ranked Rugby Panthers. So DLB looking for the upset of the night, potentially, to knock off a team that has not lost this season in the Rugby Panthers. Region 7, Beulah against Hazen, a big rivalry game there between those two teams. And then in Region 8, It's a matchup of a game that we saw on the Beck Sports Network earlier this year, Newtown against Watford City. They brought out a stretcher here in Jamestown for Scotty Scher, who again is conscious on the floor, but he hasn't moved for quite a while. Taking the knee from Andrew Small.
And you could see his hand there move, which is, ultimately the good news here. And, with any injury to the neck, the upper back, they're going to be extremely careful as need be.
And absolutely the right thing to do, to be as careful as need be. We'll take another break here on the Beck Sports Network while they load up Scotty Scher.
Tonight's game is being presented by Dickey Rural Networks. DRN, a greater experience.
We pay great attention to detail. You're always welcome at Red Coda Hotel.
Great food and casual dining at its best in Seasons Cafe, or just relax and unwind in Nichols Lounge.
You're always welcome at Red Coda Hotel. Red Coda Hotel.
At the Bismarck Cancer Center, we're committed to offering world-class radiation therapy for treating cancer. Deb Colton works as a patient advocate to ensure no patient leaves the Bismarck Cancer Center with any questions unanswered.
I reach out to patients as they share their journey here and can explain to them what is happening. It's important to me that each patient knows their treatment plan and what resources are available to them. I'm dedicated to providing support and hope for each and every one of our patients.
Discover world-class cancer care close to home at the Bismarck Cancer Center.
Northern Plains Cooperative is all about people. It's a combination of farmers, ranchers, and dedicated employees who make it all happen. They offer seed, fuel, grains, fertilizer, animal nutrition, and more. Check out their website at northernplainscoop.com to get up-to-date pricing quotes and to keep an eye on the weather. And while you're there, subscribe to the Northern Plains Cooperative email bulletin and the free DTN Markets newsletter. Northern Plains Cooperative of Strasburg, Ashley, and Selby, here to serve you better.
At Case IH, we are committed to being in the field, working with producers. That's why 2/3 of our experts are out there helping them with on-site solutions to increase power, improve efficiency, and maximize their productivity. The world of farming is changing. We'll be there to ensure you're ready.
I'm ready.
So they're close to loading up Scotty Scher on the stretcher as it was brought out here in Jamestown. We'll take a look at the replay one more time, as it was just a total basketball move, nothing malicious about it. Scotty Scher getting underneath to try to stand his ground, and he did so. Got there just in time to draw the charge. But Andrew Small, hard to the hoop, brought his knee up to the chest, chin area of Scotty Scher. They've put the neck brace on him. I don't want to speculate anymore. However, I think it's safe to say that he won't be playing in this game anymore. So he'll leave the game with 6 points, a big loss for Strasburg Zeeland. Pat, such a buzzkill here. I mean, there's no doubt about it. The energy in this place was great between Linton HMB and Strasburg. It's a huge rivalry game, and for this to happen is obviously not what you want to see. But if you're Strasburg Zeeland and Linton HMB, you've still got a basketball game to play. You've still got a game to play, a huge game, the biggest game of the season with a chance to go to the state tournament. If you're Strasburg Zeeland especially, how do you approach this game for the rest of the time knowing that your teammate is no longer there?
Yeah, it's not easy, that's to say the least. And, at least seeing Scotty move like they've been able to see, like we've been able to see, is good news, and hopefully can inspire. And Scotty had hit 2 3-pointers already in the game, and it had been a good game from him. And obviously we're concerned, as humans for him, but just you hate to see, just from a basketball standpoint, a kid who plays his whole season for this game comes out on fire, hits 2 3-pointers, and then not even get a chance personally. And, this game was so high speed, so loud, so electric, so intense. And here you have about a 20-minute break, and how is it going to affect the game? we'll see. I don't know. I don't. It's just such a tough situation because you hope to never get to have to deal with this. You hope to never have to go through a situation like this. You certainly hope that they're just being as incredibly cautious as they can with him because of the area that the injury is in.
He'll get a much-deserved standing ovation from the entire crowd. Strasburg fans and Linton fans cheering together.
And one thing that you didn't see on camera was Brody Newsma went over and hugged Scotty's mom. And you know what's being said in that Clipper huddle. You got to go win this one for your teammate, but we'll see. Now we had about a 20-minute delay, and now these teams have to act as if nothing happened. Certainly not an easy task.
How do these teams respond? That's what we'll find out. Well, Scotty Scher did draw the charge, so it's Strasburg-Zeeland basketball. It was the 5th team foul committed on Linton HMB. Clippers 23-17. They have a 6-point lead. We're back to basketball. As Newsma tries for the long ball, Nick Kramer secured it. And then underneath, he got the pass away. The shot off the hands of Logan Kramer was over the basket. Logan Kramer, not a guy that we've seen all tournament long. Perhaps a little bit of nerves stepping into that shot.
Yeah, well, they've got to replace him. They've got to replace a kid who plays, almost every minute of every game. That aspect's not easy either.
In and out from Austin Bernhardt. So Strasburg-Zeeland going to rely on guys like Kramer, like Derek Keller with the ball, and Jordan Newsma. As this foul will come on the floor against Jonathan Purinton. Brody Newsma drawing the foul as he does so well. It's the first foul committed on Purinton. As Kramer for Derek Keller. Keller, the short jumper, he left it short. Newsma tried to throw it off a defender. The Clippers get it back. Jordan Newsma, big jump step. How about this kid, Jordan Newsma? He hasn't made an appearance into the score sheet all tournament long, and 2 big buckets here in the Region 3 championship game.
And that can provide you a big lift as an offensive foul here going against Purinton, and he just picked up 2 in a couple seconds for Purinton, and that's not good news if you're Linton HMB. He just picked up his 2nd, and he's going to come out. Now, he struggled with this. He picked up 2 fouls very early on in that first game of the tournament. The second game, he picked up 2 fouls, and the second had to sit out until halftime. And now perhaps Linton HMB's best player will not likely play if Dan Carr does the same thing as he did the first 2 games. He will not play until the second half.
Jordan Holm checks in for him. He had 6 points off the bench on Tuesday night. Here's Nick Kramer, guarded by Bernhardt. And they're going to call a travel against Kramer.
So now each of these teams missing their starting shooting guard, Purinton and Scher, for what's likely the rest of the half. Linton is a little bit deeper. Strasburg-Zeeland has got to find ways to score without Scotty Scher in the game.
This is James Schmaltz off to Eric Holzer. The sophomore left it short. Now Derek Keller bringing it up for the Clippers. Keller got it to Nick Kramer. Newsma working on Holm down low. They tried to get it to him, but it was overshot by Keller, and it was taken away by Linton HMB. Eric Holzer for Holm. Holzer nearly lost it. Somehow got it to Flyberg. It's Flyberg all the way to the cup. And Newsma the rebound. Logan Kramer the rebound, and then he tries to run and he stepped out of bounds.
Well, it's been sloppy play the last couple minutes since the injury, which was at 5:08, now at 2:53. Just one basket has been scored, 2 total points. It was a Clipper basket. Linton's not scored since that point. Sloppy play, turnovers have been the victim of each of these teams.
Holzer, a strong move. Eric Holzer's got 4 points.
And right now, Small, Schneider, and Purinton all on the bench for Linton HMB. They're only playing with 2 normal starters. That's Bernhardt and Fleiberg.
And Derek Keller got bumped by James Schmaltz. And that's free throws for Strasburg Zeeland. The Clippers were the team that were fouling a lot early. The Lions' foul number has climbed as this half has rolled on.
Yeah, it was 10-2, or it was 8-2 at one point. So since then, have been on Linton HMB.
Misses the front end of the 1-and-1. 6-point lead for Strasburg Zeeland. A Region 3 championship. The screen from Bernhardt. It's the sophomore Holzer. Nearly lost it. Got it back, but then Fleiberg traveled.
And each of these teams both these teams just trying to find themselves. After that 20-minute delay, just trying to find themselves. No easy task. Perhaps the one to do it quicker has probably a pretty significant advantage.
Nusma for Keller, thought about the 3, gave it back to Nusma. Now it's Nick Kramer with a right hand, got his own miss now. Puts it back up and puts it back in.
And he follows his own shot there as well. He recognized it was long off the release, so he went to the other side of the basket where he anticipated that ball falling, and it dropped right back into his hands for a footback.
A nice move into the lane and finished off by the sophomore James Schmaltz.
That's a big-time move. You're absolutely right.
Especially with Purinton on the bench. We haven't seen Ryan Schneider in a while as well. Jordan Nusma. A wide open 3 is in and out from Logan Kramer. And the foul is called, and we'll walk the floor for free throws and double bonus for Linton HMB, so 2 free throws. Pat, with Linton HMB, we were talking about which team we were going to see. Is it going to be the team that we saw in the quarterfinal game that was tied with Edgeley Montpelier heading into the 4th quarter of play? Or is it the team that we saw against Ellendale where they played nearly perfect basketball? Which team have you seen here?
Something in between. And certainly the opponent has a lot to do with that in Strasburg Zeeland. But, you know, Andrew Small's been on the bench for a while. Schneider's been on the bench for a while. Purinton's been on the bench for a while. So from that aspect, it's been more like game number 1. They haven't had a lot of their players on the court.
Another turnover as Jordan Nusma stepped out of bounds.
Well, I'm surprised here that the Clippers are not putting this ball into Brody Nusma's hands more. You've lost Scher. You've got a couple non-regulars playing some significant minutes here. To me, that says you've got to go to your number 1 guy who has 4 points, a guy that's averaging almost 20 a game, has 4 here.
Lions looking patient here on offense as Holm ran the point. Holzer kicks it out to Fleiberg. The senior had it stripped away. It's Nusma. 1-on-3 for Brody Nusma. And he got fouled.
And if they can't get him the ball in transition, then he'll just do it himself. Nusma with the steal, creating the contact. They got it on Holzer. And maybe an even more impressive job to not get that ball poked from behind because Holzer was coming for him like a madman. And he was able to weave his way through traffic enough to avoid having the ball stolen from him.
This is no disrespect to any of the players on the floor, but it's kind of surprising for both teams. We've seen both of these teams play their quarterfinal matchup and their semifinal matchup. We're seeing players that didn't play as much in those games here in the championship game.
Strasburg Zeeland has 1 starter on the floor. Linton HMB has 2. Only 3 of the 10 normal starters are playing right now. Now, granted, you had an injury in there. You've had some foul trouble, but I'm with you. They're emptying the benches, trusting some of the younger guys.
Eight seconds separating the clocks. It's the sophomore Eric Holzer. Jordan Holm from James Schmaltz. 5 on the shot clock. It's Holzer looking for Bernhardt. It's going to be a Holzer 3. It's long. It didn't hit the rim. It should have been a shot clock violation. It wasn't called. Strasburg-Zeeland will have it anyway.
You're right, Simon. Good catch. That did not hit the rim. Should have been a shot clock violation. Then it fell right into the hands of Holm. It should have been a putback after what should have been called wasn't.
So 5 seconds for Brody Nusma, gliding in transition. He wasn't on the same page as his teammate Ty Moser.
And part of that's because Ty Moser's a guy who doesn't play very often. You've got Brody Nusma and 4 other guys who don't play a ton for this team in right now.
So it's going to be a Linton HMB heave at the buzzer. It didn't go off. It went in, but it won't count off the hands of Eric Holzer. So the score will be 28-22 at halftime. The Clippers with the 6-point lead over the Lions.
Tonight's game is being presented by Dickey Rural Networks. DRN, a greater experience.
We pay great attention to detail. You're always welcome at Red Hotel.
Great food and casual dining at its best in Seasons Cafe, or just relax and unwind in Nichols Lounge.
You're always welcome at Rancoda Hotel. Rancoda Hotel.
At the Bismarck Cancer Center, we're committed to offering world-class radiation therapy for treating cancer. Deb Colton works as a patient advocate to ensure no patient leaves the Bismarck Cancer Center with any questions unanswered.
I reach out to patients as they share their journey here and can explain to them what is happening. It's important to me that each patient knows their treatment plan and what resources are available to them. I'm dedicated to providing support and hope for each and every one of our patients.
Discover world-class cancer care close to home at the Bismarck Cancer Center.
Northern Plains Cooperative is all about people. It's a combination of farmers, ranchers, and dedicated employees who make it all happen. They offer seed, fuel, grains, fertilizer, animal nutrition, and more. Check out their website at northernplainscoop.com to get up-to-date pricing quotes and to keep an eye on the weather. And while you're there, subscribe to the Northern Plains Cooperative email bulletin and the free DTN Markets newsletter. Northern Plains Cooperative of Strasburg, Ashley, and Selby, here to serve you better.
At Case IH, we are committed to being in the field, working with producers. That's why 2/3 of our experts are out there helping them with on-site solutions to increase power, improve efficiency, and maximize their productivity. The world of farming is changing. We'll be there to ensure you're ready.
I'm ready.
So we've had some great halftime shows here at the Region 3 tournament. I'm wondering if they saved the best for last. These are the Jamestown Stars. They've got some trampolines on the floor. I'm excited to see what we have in store, and you should too.
Jamestown Stars.
James.
Tonight's game is being sponsored by Beck Communications Cooperative. Beck Communications Cooperative, connections that matter.
Only one car dealer in South Central North Dakota has been serving its customers for over 95 years.
Fifely Chevrolet and Buick of Wishick is here to help you choose the vehicle that best fits your needs. Check out Consumer Reports' top sedan in the U.S., the 2014 Chevrolet Impala. Or drive out an all-new 2014 Silverado. Fifely will keep your car or truck running in tip-top shape with our exceptional parts and service department. So the next time you shop for a car or truck, come in and see us at Fifely Chevrolet or check out our website at fifelychevrolet.com.
You'll find quality doctors and quality care at Johnson Eye Care and Eyewear.
I couldn't be happier and more committed to provide patient care in the Minot area. I'm proud to serve you and your family and all their eye care needs. We use the latest technology and display one of the largest selections of eyewear in the area. My friendly, knowledgeable staff and on-site lab are ready to find a style that is right for you.
Difference is clear. Johnson Eye Care and Eyewear.
Your one-stop shop, Farmers Union Oil of Burlington, has you covered. Start your day with fresh baked bread, buns, and cinnamon rolls. Our fresh subs and hot pizza go perfect with an ice-cold milkshake. Our robust coffee tastes even better when you use your Cenex mug for 25-cent refills any time of the day. We have bait, hunting, and fishing license, firewood, ice, and propane. Fill up on water at our refilling station and keep your car and truck running smoothly with our automotive supplies. At Farmers Union Oil of Burlington, we fuel your life.
For over 50 years, Strasburg State Bank has been the bank to trust with all of your family's finances. Whether it's getting a new farm started or expanding an established one, Strasburg State Bank understands their customers' needs. From checking and savings accounts to IRAs, Strasburg State Bank is there to serve you. With 2 convenient ATMs located in Strasburg and Linton, you can access your account 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Strasburg State Bank. Member FDIC.
As the area's rural leader in healthcare, Wishick Hospital and Clinics is driven by innovation through the latest technology. Excellence with our existing providers and bringing in new specialty physicians. Compassion through preventative, primary, and follow-up care. Stewardship by building a bright future for the next generation. Wishick Hospital and Clinics, serving you yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Contact us today for your next appointment.
For almost 60 years, the Napoleon Livestock Auction has been the place to buy and sell cattle in South Central North Dakota. Bulls, yearlings, calves, or special breeds, the Napoleon Livestock Auction has it all. Can't make it every Thursday? Log on to NapoleonLivestock.com or Beck TV Channel 26. Over 100,000 cattle pass through each year. They have the facilities and people to handle your livestock marketing needs. Market your cattle through a respected in-state agency and get buyer connections that only Napoleon Livestock can give you.
28-22 is the halftime score of the Region 3 Championship. Simon back with Pat. And Pat, what an exciting night all across the state. You've got some score updates for us.
Yeah, Simon, not quite every region, but we'll get you up to date what we have. A lot of these courtesy of NDSSJ, who runs the ND High School sports site. Region 1, as you might imagine, Oak Grove dominating Oaks. They're up 55-37. That's through 3. All these games are about through 3 quarters. North Star and Four Winds in a great one, 47-45 after 3. Flasher leading Shiloh 56-54. That's in region number 5. In region number 6, Rugby, after trailing by 9, a huge third quarter now, leads by 11, 56-44. And that's all we have right now. I'll try to keep you up to date.
We're going to take a look at the stats. You'll take a quick look at them as Scher is the leading scorer for the Clippers. Obviously, he's out. Purinton's got 9 for the Lions. We saw a number of players that we weren't used to seeing get significant minutes in that first half, but we're used to Nick Kramer scoring for Strasburg-Zeeland, and he does so to start the second.
Well, Simon, these coaches both said throw the other results of these two teams out the window, and so far you're seeing that. Linton HMB led 20-3 after the first quarter a week ago when these two teams played. and now the Clippers seem the better team, seem more in control.
Linton HMB down by 8. They've only got 4 losses on the season, though one of them did come to Strasburg-Zeeland. Ryan Schneider back in, guarded by Eberle. Schneider does not have his way. It went in and out.
And terrific D by Eberle. Did not bite on the fake on the 3, stayed in position, and got the miss defensively.
Nusma forced it down low. Somehow it got to Nick Kramer. That one's off to the right. Eberle, the guard, skies for the board. Nusma's open for 3, and that just goes out. Went halfway down. Nusma thought it was good. So did everybody here on the Strasburg-Zeeland fan side. Purinton does get one to go.
Well, they sat Purinton those final 4 minutes. Linton HMB struggled to score. Now their hope is he's got 2 fouls. He's good to go the rest of the way. They're going to need him the rest of the way.
Purinton's 12 leads all scorers. This is Seth Eberle. Nusma had it stripped. Bernhardt somehow got it to Flyberg. Linton HMB in transition with Andrew Small. It's a 3-point ball game.
And Coach Kleinsasser right now electing the let the kids try to play through it mentality. A lot of coaches you'd see calling timeout right now.
How about Andrew Small, 16 points per game throughout the tournament. Those were his first 2. Nusma, a beautiful pass to Kramer. He had it stripped out of bounds, last touch by Alliant.
It was a terrific move, just couldn't finish for Nusma, but an even better job to get the ball back in his possession and feed it to Nusma, who also did a good job after being blocked and not letting that ball hit him on his way out of bounds because it was headed for what looked like his right arm.
Eberle to throw it in for Strasburg-Zeeland, and that's a 5-second violation against them.
Well, Linton has started exactly how they wanted to in the second half here. A quick 5-0 run. The defensive intensity is up a notch. How will Strasburg respond?
They try to go down low for Schneider. Stepped on the line. It's a turnover. Turnovers galore in that first half for both teams. Strasburg-Zeeland committed 12 of them. Linton HMB committed 9.
And that's a pass I just am not sure that needs to happen. You've got Schneider double team. You've got tons of weapons on this Linton HMB team. I'm not sure you need to throw up a ball into a double team down to your big man.
This is Derek Keller. Now Seth Eberle for Strasburg-Zeeland. Keller running the point. Scotty Scher obviously out with the injury. So guys like Keller and Jordan Nusma, who's also on the floor, will have to step up for Strasburg-Zeeland. Eberle works his way into traffic.
And Brody Nusma is not on the floor right now.
John Purinton, guarded by Nick Kramer, and he's fouled by him.
Well, that will change with Brody Nusma. He's back in, so a brief spell. My guess is he's done with the brief spells. He'll probably be in the rest of the game. He's a kid that's played every minute of plenty of games so far. But so far, I said in the pregame, I can't imagine a scenario where Strasburg-Zeeland wins and Nusma doesn't play well. He's played very good defensively, but at least on the offensive side, just 5 points so far, and the Clippers are up.
7 different players have scored for Strasburg-Zeeland. Purinton. A rebound to Brody Nusma. Eberle trying to make something happen. And one, Jacob Eberle.
Well, what looked like potentially an ill-advised shot, Eberle turns it into what could be a huge momentum changer. You see, he's surrounded underneath there, and Purinton makes the mistake of biting for the pump fake. He gets him into the air, and then once Eberle sees Purinton there, he knows he's at least going to get the foul.
Jake Eberle has quietly had a great tournament, averaging 9 points per game through the first 2. He's got 7 points tonight. The Lions back down by 6. 4:30 to go here in the third quarter. It's Brooks Flyberg. Schneider lines up the 3. The rebound to Jacob Eberle. And now Nusma will slow things up in the half court for Strasburg-Zeeland. Foul on the floor. Number of fouls were called in the first half. Both teams were at least in the bonus. There's 3 team fouls committed here in the third quarter. That was the second committed on Linton HMB. And it was Austin Bernhardt who committed his second. Dan Carr trying to work something out with the referee. Aberle finds himself open. Thought about the shot, instead goes down to Eberle. Bernhardt blocked him, and then a jump ball is called as he tied him up. Timeout on the floor. It's a 6-point game.
To protect the things important to you, look no further than DRN. Wireless alarms, control panels, temperature sensors, door locks, and surveillance cameras to monitor your home or business right from your smartphone or computer, with around-the-clock monitoring and local service and support. Call DRN, the technology solution experts, today.
Choosing long-term care and assisted living for your loved ones doesn't have to mean moving to a big city. Napoleon Care Center provides personalized care and family atmosphere that allows your loved ones to receive the services they need in a warm and welcoming environment. Nestled in South Central North Dakota, Napoleon Care Center has the staff and facilities to make your loved one feel right at home. For more information, call 701-754-2381. Let your family member become a member of our family at Napoleon Care Center.
Fans old and young here for the Region 3 championship. It's one of the best rivalries in the entire state, Strasburg versus Linton. Got an update over from Region 4. Our director, Scott Lurch, said that was a toss-up to who comes out of that region. Well, he was right. Overtime in the Region 4 championship between North Star and Four Winds Minnewacan, as the referees will call their own timeout to discuss something with the scorer's table.
Shot clock never started.
I believe the shot clock never did start, so the referees will have to determine how much time did actually just come off the clock as they threw it in. Six-point game as Strasburg Zeeland still with the 6-point lead. Jordan Hall. Bernhardt, guarded by Newsma, taken away by Eberle. And Eberle with a head of steam, guarded by Small. Lost it for a moment. He was fouled. Another and one for Jacob Eberle.
Well, Small doesn't like that call. To me, there didn't look like a whole lot. Oh, he got it. Yeah, I mean, he does get him on the shoulder there. There's not a ton, but that's a foul, and it's correctly called.
I think the real question was that on the ground or not? Because it looked like when Eberle was corralling it was when the foul occurred. Eberle does miss the foul shot. It's still an 8-point lead now for the Clippers. Eberle with 5 points in the half. Small can't get it going. The foul's going to go against number 20, Jacob Eberle.
Well, credit the Clippers because the Lions opened up the half on a 5-0 run, and the Clippers have responded with a 5-0 run of their own.
Andrew Small. Money on the baseline. That's just his 4th point of the game. They need him to get going. He was their leading scorer throughout the regular season. And in the postseason as well, he contributed. Usually a 17 points per game player. He's got 4 points here in this second half, though he didn't score in the first. Newsma puts it on the floor. Can't get it off the window. Fights for the miss. It's Nick Kramer. He's in and out on the putback, and then Ryan Schneider came out of the pack. He was fouled. Was it Jacob Eberle? Because if it was, that's his 4th personal foul.
And we know Strasburg Zeeland can't afford to be losing any more players. And it is Eberle, and that is his 4th. So you've lost, if you're just joining us, you've lost Scotty Scher to an injury. You've now lost Eberle for the near future. Can Strasburg hang on here without 2 of their big names?
Bernhardt, strong move. That's in and out. And another foul. It's getting chippy here. This one's on the ground. It's against Linton HMB and Austin Bernhardt.
Man, I do not envy these officials because there is so much contact. And again, they got the call right. There was a foul there. And what Linton fans are arguing is, why does our guy end up on the floor and the foul's on us? Well, the foul was a couple seconds earlier as Newsom was coming down with the rebound. I mean, these are officials, that have been chosen for big games like this. And so far, they've done a really good job sorting out a lot of really close calls.
Bernhardt sits on the bench with 3. Keller for 3. Bullseye! Derek Keller with 2 huge 3-pointers. It's the largest lead of the game at 9 for Strasburg Zeeland.
Linton has to hold their wits here. They can't feel like they have to score and get it all back immediately. Run their offense in their normal set.
Schneider cannot answer. And it was rebounded by Linton HMB's James Schmaltz, but he was falling out of bounds and couldn't find a teammate. So Strasburg Zeeland with the basketball.
This is a big opportunity here for both of these teams. If you're Strasburg Zeeland, you can get the lead into double figures. And perhaps, a 3 here would be a huge momentum swing. Not say you look for it, but if you get a good look, it'd be huge.
Jordan Nusma draws a blocking foul on John Purinton. And they are just not letting anything go here from Jamestown, North Dakota. We mentioned this is the 4th time that these two teams have matched up. Twice Linton HMB has won. Both of the games Linton HMB won were on their home floor. The one game Strasburg Zeeland won was on their home floor. Nick Kramer on a neutral floor puts another 2 in. 8 points for Nick Kramer and a timeout from Dan Carr. An 11-point lead for Strasburg Zeeland.
And what a response here from the Clippers. It was 30-27. The Lions had the ball. They were on a 5-0 run, a chance to tie the game. And if you remember, Purinton lined up a 3 that was off target that would have tied it. And since then, the Clippers on a 10-2 run, their largest lead of the game here at 11 points. They're doing all this without Scotty Scher. They're doing the latter part of this run without Eberle. But Kramer has stepped up. Keller with the huge 3. You're getting contributions from people who don't normally contribute, but that they need to contribute with the situation they're in right now. And I am so impressed with Strasburg Zeeland because they're doing all this without a couple key players, and they're doing all this without Brody Nusma going off. They're getting contributions from depth from a team that at times has struggled with depth.
Linton HMB coming off their 2nd highest scoring performance of the season. 77 points they scored against Ellendale in the Region 3 semifinals. Way below that pace here with a minute and a half gone to play in the 3rd. Schneider blocked by Nusma. That's his 3rd of the game, and then the foul is called. One ref called a foul, the other called a travel. And the referee that called the travel will prevail. Let's take another look.
I think there wasn't a whole lot of contact there. I think travel's the right call.
Small, the quick jumper, it won't go.
Won't matter.
Clippers holding 11 with the basketball. In no particular hurry here as the 3rd quarter winds down. Approaching a minute to play. Nick Kramer. Nusma is open. In and out for Brody Nusma. But it's taken away by Keller, and he puts it in.
How about Derek Keller? 5 points here in the quarter.
Schneider drills the 3.
Well, that was an equally huge response from Schneider to finally stop the bleeding. They got plenty of wounds, down by 10, but Linton needed that in the worst way, down by 13 before the shot went good.
First 3 of the 2nd half for Schneider. He's got 7 on the game. Shot clock unplugged. Nusma lost it, but it was last touched by Ryan Schneider of Linton HMB, or so I thought. They say it was last touched by Brody Nusma.
Oh, if I don't know what the coaching decision is there, but you can guarantee yourselves a 10-point lead going into the break. If I'm Strasburg Zeeland, I'm guaranteeing myself that taking the last shot. I don't like Nusma driving there with 17 seconds left.
5 seconds for Linton HMB. Andrew Small, a huge 3-pointer as time winds down here in the 3rd. Don't go anywhere, folks. You are in for a treat of a fourth quarter. Strasburg, Zeeland, and Linton HMB, the Region 3 championship, coming down to the final frame.
Innovative and forward thinking. That's Jim Weber Ford in Wishick. For the past 35 years, we've offered new and used Ford cars and trucks, as well as dependable parts and service.
Ford offers next-generation EcoBoost technology, along with modern styling, great gas mileage, and top safety ratings.
Our service department features our knowledgeable factory-trained technicians.
In addition to our Ford sales and service, we also sell and service golf cars.
Customer satisfaction is our top priority. So stop on by to Jim Weber Ford here in Wishick, because the closer you look, the better we look.
For all of your insurance needs, see Shar Nagel at Strasburg Insurance Agency. We are a full-service insurance agency located on Main Street in Strasburg. We offer a wide range of insurance products from many outstanding companies. Call Shar for a competitive quote on your farm, crop, or business insurance. Take care of yourself by investing in life, health, and long-term care insurance. Protect your family and assets by insuring your home and vehicle with us. Strasburg Insurance Agency, protecting your future while earning your trust.
8 minutes of gameplay. That's all that remains between one of these teams and a trip to Grand Forks. Strasburg Zeeland a 7-point lead. Well, the lead was up as much as 13. Nusma can't get the three to go. The rebound to Schneider.
Well, let's not forget Strasburg Zeeland, a bad mistake just before the end of the third quarter, running a play with 17 seconds left. Nusma lost the handle of the ball, and Linton got a three just before the timeout, or just before the time ran out in the third, taking what would have guaranteed a double-digit Clipper lead down to 7, and more importantly, perhaps for Linton, puts the momentum on their side here going into the final frame.
Nick Kramer tipped it out of bounds, so Linton will retain. Jonathan Purinton is still sitting on the bench for Linton HMB. He's got 4 personal fouls.
And that's killer. He's your best scorer, and he's not in the game right now.
This is the senior Brooks Flyberg. With the shot clock under 10 seconds, now it's Ryan Schneider. Andrew Small looking to make something happen. The fall away goes in. Andrew Small starting to feel it here in the second half. All 9 of his points have come in the last 2 quarters.
And 7 of those 9 have come within the last few minutes.
Eberle from the elbow pushes it in.
And what a big response from Eberle. Not a guy who normally will shoot it out there, but got a good look. The adrenaline's flowing. Let it fly. Got it to go.
Eberle daring Schneider to take the three. Instead, he passes to Small. Almost the exact same shot. Different result for Andrew Small. Nusma up ahead for Nusma. Brody to Jordan. Nick Kramer throwing it up. Getting the roll as he hits the deck. Are you kidding me?
The best finisher around the rim that I've seen in this region is Nick Kramer.
Hold. Short. And the foul comes as the rebound was pulled home by James Schmaltz.
As ridiculous as that looks from Kramer, he's been doing that all season when he's been healthy. He's been doing that all tournament. I mean, this is just a kid who has a knack for knowing how to finish, a knack for knowing where that ball needs to hit the backboard, even as he's falling out of bounds, flying in a different direction. And finishers are something that any team, you can't have enough of them.
Strasburg Zeeland lost 6 of 7 games at one point this year. They've won 4 of 5 since. Part of that is because Nick Kramer is back and healthy, as Small is fouled on the jumper.
Well, this would normally be perhaps a time where John Purinton would try to take over for Linton HMB, drag them back into this game. That's not an option right now because Purinton is on the bench. So Andrew Small, who had 17 points on Tuesday, is filling that role. And don't get me wrong, Small's a very, very good player. And, you know, they kind of see Linton does this backcourt as, you know, all of those guys kind of lead the team. It's not Purinton's team by any stretch of the imagination, especially since Small is the senior. But Small stepping up admirably here, although missing the 2 free throws.
So he'll be stuck at 9 points, and the Lions will be stuck down 9. Derek Keller steps into the 3. This one's no good. Eberle runs home the offensive rebound. Seth Eberle pulls up from the elbow. He left it short.
Still plenty of time here for Linton. Don't need to get hasty. Don't need to start pushing things like that.
Jordan home. And Brody Nusma, that's his 4th block. That just left me speechless. I don't even know what to say.
And it's not been the normal him on the offensive end, what we're used to seeing. He's more than made up for it on the defensive end.
Timeout on the floor. 9-point lead for Strasburg Zeeland.
When you work the land, you need a helping hand. Alliance SAG is here for you. We're dedicated to our members. We always come through. Everything you need, from fuel to seed. We're the leaders in economy. You can count on Alliance SAG. Getting more yield from your field. Alliance SAG.
North Central Farmers Elevator is proud to serve North and South Dakota's agricultural needs. They can cater to all of your agronomy needs and help you get the best yield from your crops. They even provide custom application. With 14 locations in North and South Dakota, we have the necessary tools to provide solutions for your success. NCFE also prides themselves in supporting our local communities and schools. NCFE, people and programs dedicated to provide solutions for your success.
5:39 to play here in the 4th quarter. Strasburg Zeeland by 9. Puritan back in there for Linton HMB with 4 fouls. Puritan pulling up, way short. Nusma will let it fall out of bounds. And the Lions still out of sorts here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, I mean, this is not the Lions that we're used to seeing. Puritan can hit that shot, but I'm not sure it's the best shot for the Lions unless the shot clock's running down.
So Puritan just takes it away and puts it in off Seth Eberle.
And what a huge play knowing Puritan has 4 fouls. He's got to get the ball there. Puritan's on the bench.
And the foul about 75 feet away from the basket by Eric Holzer against Brody Nusma. So the Lions did have a foul to give. The next one will result in a 1-and-1 situation. Nusma begging for contact again. He'll get called for the offensive foul. It's Brooks Flyberg who drew it. That's the 16th foul committed on Strasburg Zeeland.
Well, Nusma was trying to get the call. I think Flyberg had a nice acting job there. To me, that's a no call.
Foul off the ball here, and we're going the other way. This is against Linton HMB.
Well, look, our officials have been terrific here tonight, but ultimately you really hope that in the end these kids get to decide it here, and we're not getting fouls away from the ball deciding this game.
They've been consistent. It's gotten chippy at points between these two teams. That's what you expect in a rivalry, and the referees have certainly made an effort to make sure that it doesn't get out of hand. Nusma on the baseline now, off the window and good for Brody Nusma. His first 2 points of the second half, he's got 7. The other way, an and one for Linton HMB's John Puritan.
And that is the John Puritan that they've been missing with him in foul trouble. And you would have liked to see him do that earlier when he airballed the 3. I mean, this is just terrific. We've got a terrific display of basketball on hand right now through the double team. All things considered, good defense there from Eberle. And Puritan just finishes there.
Jordan Nusma was the guy that got called for the foul. Puritan's got 15. It's a 6-point game. The Lions have not led all game long. Strasburg Zeeland has been in control. Eberle, the turnaround. How big has Jacob Eberle been?
Gigantic.
9 points in the second half alone. He's got 13 for the game. That's the most in the tournament by him.
He's been the difference maker.
Strasburg Zeeland playing without the services of Scotty Scher. Schneider. 4-3. Linton HMB is going to turn the pressure up. back to a 5-point ball game.
And Nick Kramer ready to check in at the next dead ball for the Clippers.
This is Jordan Nusma. Guarded by Purinton. He finds Eberle, who finds Aberle. Nusma in the corner for three. Tried to lean into some contact. Left it short. It's Jordan Nusma. And one for him.
Well, in a game that has so many star players, how about some of the guys who can tend to be overlooked don't play quite as many minutes, and it's been more for Strasburg Zeeland, and it's why they're up. What an effort. Kids like Nusma. Eberle's a starter, but he's certainly overperforming here today. Derek Keller certainly for Strasburg Zeeland.
How about Jordan Nusma stepping in with Scotty Scher out. 7 points in the Region 3 Championship, the biggest game of the season. An alley-oop and finished off by Ryan Schneider. And the timeout from Dan Carr. He pulls it back to within 6 to the Linton HMB Lions. 3:16 to play in the fourth.
Decades ago, we set out to bring affordable, reliable electricity to everyone. Lines extended. America grew. Today, we have a new challenge: to use that electricity wisely. Find out how your Touchstone Energy Cooperative can help you save energy and money at togetherwesave.com.
A message from Chem Electric, your local Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Brent Kleinsaucer looking to lead this group of kids to the state tournament for the first time since 2002. That was the last time Strasburg made it to the state tournament. Zeeland last made the state tournament in 1974. It's only within the last few years that Strasburg and Zeeland have co-opted together. Linton HMB, of course, has been there so many years. Last there in 2012, they were the 2009 state champions. Fourth matchup between these two teams. None bigger than this one. And we're getting down to the nitty-gritty. 3 minutes to go. The Clippers with a 6-point lead. Offensive foul on Brody Nusma. That's the second one called on him in just the last few minutes.
He doesn't like the call, but it did appear as if the defense was set, at least to me. I mean, this game has had so many close toss-up calls.
Third foul on Brody Nusma. Purinton's playing with 4, and there's a jump ball underneath. Possession arrow is in favor of Linton HMB. Get it into Schneider. Schneider for Andrew Small. Now it's Flyberg in the corner. Travel. No argument from Dan Carr, who was right there. A big call with 2:36 to go in the game.
He just shuffled his feet ever so subtly, but a travel is a travel no matter when it happens in the game.
Nusma gets it into Eberle. Jacob Eberle pivots out of some pressure, finds Seth Aberle. Brody Nusma. Jordan Nusma. Weaving his way in, he gets called for the travel.
So which team can stay out of their own way here enough? For Linton HMB, it's going to have to be them.
They've been so good in close games all season long, have Linton HMB. They're playing in another one. Small open for 3. Yes! It's a 3-point ball game and a timeout by Brent Kleinsaucer. 2:08 to play. And the Linton fans going crazy. What an atmosphere here from Jamestown. We take another look on the Bismarck Cancer Center replay. Andrew Small, he didn't show up in the first half. He showed up in a big way here in the second. 12 points in the second half alone.
Simon, there have been 4 teams now that have punched their tickets. Oak Grove, the big win over Oaks, as you'd expect. How about this one? North Star hits a 3 at the buzzer to win by 1 in double overtime over 4 wins.
Wow.
And there's a couple of the Twitter accounts we follow saying that is the best game that they've ever witnessed in double overtime. Flasher beats Shiloh by 7. Flasher is going. Newtown beats Watford City by 24. Newtown is going.
How about 4 wins Minnewaca, and a team that went all the way to the state championship last year? They don't get out of their regional tournament. Milner, a team that won the state championship last year, they don't get out of their regional tournament. Kramer behind the D, lost it, gathers himself, and they'll call it travel. Tough one to swallow if you're Strasburg Zeeland. You dissected it to perfection, but they just couldn't execute in the end.
Yeah, and it's so tough because Kramer has done, that all tournament, all season long. He's finished down low in tough situations, but he caught the ball a step underneath the hoop. Hindsight's always 20/20, but you'd like to see him, once he catches that out of position, hold up and let his offense get back with him.
Purinton left it short. Eberle has been so big on offense. He's been big on defense as well. He steps in front to get the rebound. The Region 3 championship on the line. Under 15 on the shot clock for Strasburg Zeeland. Clinging to a 3-point lead. Underneath, it's Nick Kramer. The foul is going to be called on the floor. And that's foul shots for the Clippers. Tough one to swallow if you're Linton HMB with the shot clock winding down. It's Ryan Schneider who commits it. That's his 3rd personal foul. Kramer left it short, but it finds his hands. And the Clippers will weave it back in no particular hurry.
You only have a possession. You don't want to run clock here, but you need to make sure you get a good look. No need to rush.
Nusma shakes off Purinton, now picks up his dribble. Leans in and hits it.
And a big-time play for a guy that it hasn't been going offensively the whole day.
Andrew Small, what an answer! It's a 2-point ball game after Andrew Small hits his 15th point of the second half.
My goodness, how good has Andrew Small been?
And after the first half, Pat, we were talking about how sloppy the play looked. There were turnovers. There was 21 between 2 teams. This second half of play has been magnificent.
Absolutely. It's been terrific basketball between 2 very good Class B teams. Rivals, but there's so much more than that on the line right now. They're not thinking we hate these guys across the way from us. We're thinking we've got 50 seconds away from one of these 2 teams, perhaps, unless we hit overtime, but one of these 2 teams heading to state. And you know how bad Strasburg Zeeland wants it because Linton, has kind of had their number as of late, and the more success. Strasburg also is, playing for Scotty Scher. But boy, is Linton fighting. This is a good one. This is great basketball.
Strasburg Zeeland has led the entire game. Though their lead is down to 2, they were up as many as 13 in this second half. But the Lions have clawed and clawed and clawed their way back. Thanks, in most part, to Andrew Small's second half performance. But we're under a minute to play, and we've got a 2-point ball game. This is as much as we could have asked for.
If you're Strasburg Zeeland here, you at least want to run it down under 35 because then Linton can only have 1 more possession guaranteed, and they've done that.
Aberle, ball handling for Strasburg Zeeland, hands it off to Brody Nusma. Contact, no foul. 10 on the shot clock. 23 seconds to go, and the foul comes by Eric Holzer on Seth Aberle. And we said we couldn't write the script better. Well, Seth Aberle on Tuesday night He was the guy that iced the game for Strasburg Zeeland, hitting 4 big free throws in the final 30 seconds of play. He's got another chance at an even bigger game.
It was a big stage Tuesday night, Simon. Doesn't compare to this one.
One of 2. Linton HMB down by 3.
And Linton can't afford to take the last shot here.
Purinton steps into the 3. Tie ball game! 10 seconds to go. Kramer was fouled! He was fouled! And it's Purinton who commits it, and his night is done.
And Purinton, who just hit the biggest shot of his life, is now going to have to watch the rest of this game. You just can't do that. I understand Linton wanting to keep Strasburg off balance by pressing, but by pressing, you also put yourself in a situation where fouls happen, and that's the last thing you could afford there. Now, the positive of this for Linton is they're going to probably get the last look at this. It is 2 shots, but now, they're going to kind of control the outcome of the game. Even if both these shots are hit, Linton guarantees themselves now a chance to win. So perhaps not the end of the world. You just didn't want John Purinton doing it.
Kramer airballs the free throw. Kramer can't get it to go. Newsma the rebound. Puts it up. Can't get it to go. Tip back out, and Kramer has it. 3 seconds to play. We're headed to overtime in the Region 3 championship.
Right now they're saying a timeout was called. It was simultaneous with the clock running out. We obviously in high school don't have a chance to look at this. I can't imagine a result other than overtime here. I'm not sure how you can put time on the clock, and they won't.
They will not, and we're headed to overtime. It'll be the second regional game in the state of North Dakota tonight that's headed to an extra frame. Strasburg Zeeland, Linton HMB. We knew it was going to be close. We knew it was going to be highly competitive. We knew the energy was going to be high. We didn't know it was going to go to overtime, but that's where we're headed. Well, 56-56.
Well, this will be interesting, Simon, because Linton HMB is without arguably their best player. However, the momentum might be more important than that at this point. You might trade that, and Linton certainly has the momentum. And Strasburg, man, they got to, in the back of their minds, they have to know that you hit 2 of those 4 foul shots in the last 2 trips to the line, you're going to state right now. And they were only able to hit 1 of those 4.
That guy almost had a chance to be a hero. He did have a chance to be a hero. The offensive rebound off of Nick Kramer's missed free throw had a great look underneath, and it just fell out. The Lions looking for their first lead of the game. Flyberg looking for Schneider. He's fouled by Eberle.
And this may seem like a gutsy play call, but actually the most fundamentally sound teams at any level of basketball run this play consistently. The alley-oop kind of look.
Jacob Eberle, his 5th personal foul. He's out of the game. What a game for Jacob Eberle.
And Simon, this is so fun just to watch from a basketball standpoint, but for you and me, these kind of feel, I don't know if I'm necessarily speaking for you, but these kind of feel like our hometown teams a little bit just because we've covered them so much. This is time 6 that Strasburg Zeeland's been on the Beck Sports Network, the 5th time that Linton HMB's been on the Strasburg Network, Beck Sports Network, the 2nd time these 2 teams have played each other on the Beck Sports Network, and to go to overtime with it all on the line could not be a better storyline right now.
And Linton faithful celebrating like Ryan Schneider just hit a buzzer beater, even though he just catched the first free throw. Snyder's got 11, now 12. It's the first lead of the game for Linton HMB. Strasburg-Zeeland without Jacob Eberle. Linton HMB without Jonathan Purinton. Clippers down by 2. Nusma for Eberle. Now it's Derek Keller. Kramer hands off to Brody Nusma. Turns around and drills it. Brody Nusma, what a shot. He's in double figures with 11. Holzer. What a strong move by a sophomore. Eric Holzer puts the Lions back on top. That's 7 for Eric Holzer. Nick Kramer. Brody Nusma, top of the key. The 3 won't go. The rebound to Schneider.
That's a good look. That's a good look for Nusma. You don't mind that shot at all if you're the Clippers, and you can see where they want to go. They want to go Kramer. They want to go Nusma.
Schneider was open for 3. He can cash those.
He can.
But opts to slow it up.
Yeah, he can, and I'm a little surprised that Nusma kind of dared him into it.
Five on the shot clock. Underneath, it's Holm. He left it short. And the foul will go against Linton HMB. Will walk the floor for free throws. Jordan Nusma will be the shooter.
And Linton HMB got everything they wanted in that possession. Holm cutting to the basket, beat his man, was screened off, and got a good look and just couldn't finish. And then compounded the miss by fouling.
What a game for Jordan Nusma as well. In Scotty Scher's absence, he's got 4 in the first half, 4 in the second. He's 3 of 3 from the free throw line.
Calmly, coolly knocks it down. How about the other Nusma?
We're all tied at 60. There's 2 minutes to go in overtime. Linton HMB still looking patient on offense without Jonathan Purinton. It's Andrew Small from inside the foul line. He cashes it. Small has been huge of the first half.
And if Linton HMB holds on, it's going to be because of Small.
It's taken away by Flyberg. He's fouled in transition by Brody Nusma. That's his 4th. But all things considered, a decent foul, though 2 foul shots will be coming regardless.
Yeah, a good foul probably because Flyberg was destined for a layup. And Linton HMB, what do? The team that is so well coached, and obviously so is Strasburg-Zeeland, but the team that's been there, done that, wins all the close games, right here is in the lead in another close game.
Brooks Flyberg, the senior, misses the first free throw. Flyberg has not scored tonight after 13 points on Tuesday.
And Strasburg-Zeeland just has to feel sick right now. That'll help it, though.
Misses 2. And the rebound to Nusma. Brody Nusma, a sick crossover, but left the 3 short. Derek Keller gets his own miss and puts it in.
Derek Keller, maybe the smallest player on either of these rosters, not only got the first rebound, he missed. He got his own rebound a second time through traffic and laid it in. This is a kid who normally isn't playing a whole lot. They list him at 5'8".
I don't know about that.
No. 5'6".
You saying 5'6"?
I'm saying 5'6".
All right, Pat Boylan, an official 5'6" out of his mouth. 10 points, though, regardless for Derek Keller. Not to mention, the offensive rebounds under there. He got 2 offensive rebounds, the 5-6 Derek Keller did, and he tied the game up at 62. 1:07 to play.
Simon, there is a tweet from Jay Schmaltz saying he is hearing that Scotty Scher is okay. That's all he was able to say right now, and obviously a situation where a lot of people don't know because they're still here. But
wonderful news.
Good news nonetheless. And again, thank you to Jay for keeping us in the loop.
If you weren't with us early in the second quarter, Scotty Scher drew a charge. Scotty Scher, the senior guard for Strasburg Zeeland, he drew a charge under the basket. He took a knee to the chin-chest area. He was down on the ground for about 20 minutes, and he was taken off on a stretcher. Good news to hear that he's okay.
Now, Linton can play 2-for-1 basketball here. The question is, do they want to? It would result in a little bit of a sped-up possession here, but if they can get a shot off with around 45 seconds left, it'll get them at least another possession.
Brooks Flyberg gets around Nusma. Nusma got a hand in there. It's Jordan Holm, though, who drives the lane and puts it in.
They got the basket and they got the 2-for-1.
Derek Keller running transition for Strasburg Zeeland. Jordan Nusma gets it in Brody Nusma's hands. He answers. What a big-time player he is. 8 points in the second half in overtime for Brody Nusma. He's got 13 for the game. We're tied at 64. We'll see if Linton HMB holds for 1.
I expect something going to the rim. They've got slashers on the floor. They've got drivers on the floor. Something to the rim with 2 shots guaranteed if you get to the line. If I'm Linton HMB, the first thing I'm doing is I'm not giving Strasburg any chance. And by that I mean I'm not taking this shot with any more than 4.5, 5 seconds left on the clock, because you want to guarantee, worst case scenario, you go to overtime. Even if you get a good look before that, you need to take that shot under 5 seconds. I'm driving to the rim. I'm throwing bodies at the rim. But the one thing you have to remember, off a miss, you can't afford that loose ball, the loose ball foul. Neither team can. But if it's a loose ball foul, it's obviously not an offensive foul and could result in foul shots the other way. So both these coaches likely telling their teams on a miss, do not foul, and you got to get in position if you're Strasburg Zeeland on a miss to block out.
The luxury for Linton HMB is that they have so many guys that they could trust with this last shot. Now, one of those guys would have been Jonathan Purinton, but he fouled out with 15 points. But Andrew Small has played so well in the second half and overtime. Ryan Schneider, he has hit some big shots. Brooks Flyberg even, the senior, not usually relied on for his scoring. I still think you would trust him with the last shot. We'll see what Dan Carr in his 32nd year as head coach has drawn up. Jordan Holm. 5 seconds. It's Andrew Small. Small hits it! Linton HMB, the Region 3 champs.
And we might have to hold on here because Strasburg was calling timeout by my naked eye about, they're going to send these kids back. This is not over. This is not over. They're going to send Linton HMB back. By the naked eye, there was about 1.5 seconds left when Brody Nusma was calling for timeout. Now they're going to have to go the length of the floor, but
still,
it's not over.
Right. 1.5 seconds is exactly what they put up on the scoreboard.
I mean, give the refs credit. That is not easy to do live without a monitor. But I was specifically watching, and 1.5 feels about right, so a chance here for the Clippers. But Andrew Small, once again in the second half.
Yeah, you've got to be kidding me with Andrew Small. Again, did not score in the first half of play. Let's take another look. Right in the face of Brody Nusma. Falling away and drilling it. No conscience from Andrew Small. Again, Strasburg Zeeland will have a chance with 1.5 seconds to go. They'll have to go the length of the court. The referee is still deciding what the appropriate course of action is. Could we have asked for anything more in this game, Pat?
Yes, we could ask for this hoop to not be breaking down right now.
Looks like, the hoop is at about a 7-foot level.
Yeah. which doesn't necessarily affect the play where the basket's going. But can they start? The question is, can they start the game? Because can you start the game with one of the hoops at 7 feet? I feel like you can't.
I would say no.
I mean, obviously, if Linton steals the ball, they're not going to need to shoot, but
a technical foul has been called
on rushing the court.
Oh, my goodness. So Brody Nusma has free throws coming.
And the ball. Free throws and the ball.
So Strasburg-Zeeland still has a chance to win this game in overtime.
He could miss one here, and I believe then the ball would go at half court, and they'd get even a better look. Oh, my goodness. And
they're raising the hoop back up to 10 feet.
Every once in a while you see something like this happen. I've never seen it happen live.
It's the beauty of sports. You see something that has never happened before. It's 2 shots for Brody Nusma.
This is the hardest thing in the world. This isn't the worst. I mean, Strasburg's still going to have a chance here. I think the inbound would go at half court. It is. It's at half court. This still isn't over.
Brody's still got to get up. He's not happy with himself for not hitting those free throws, but there's still a chance for Strasburg-Zeeland. Strasburg called the timeout, so they'll have the ball at half court with a chance to win this game. You imagine that the ball goes in Brody Nusma's hand, Pat.
Yes, I would agree.
I don't think there's any question about it.
Well, especially because you don't have share. You know, in this situation with the ball inbounding at half court, you can't really try just lobbing it in. You don't want to try just throwing it into the post. Nusma's your only guy on the floor. You probably trust shooting the 3 with share out that you have left here. So, yeah, I'm drawing something up. I'm drawing something up to win. I'm drawing a 3-pointer up for Brody Nusma. And, I mean, oh my, just the ramifications of what just happened, I'm still struggling to comprehend them.
I mean, the emotions here, you see it in that shot from our cameraman. It has just been crazy all night long here in this region championship game. Back and forth, back and forth. What action. Aberle will throw it in.
Time for a catch and a dribble, but that's it. And another timeout.
Another timeout is called. This one called by Dan Call.
I mean, you feel for Brody because that's the loneliest place.
Right.
The loneliest place on planet Earth was in Jamestown, North Dakota about 2 minutes ago at that foul line, because you've got the entire gym watching you. You know you need both. So you've got the pressure of needing both to tie. And shooters are so used to having their teammates down there and having people down there. It really does make a difference, just because free throw shooting is all about rhythm, about maintaining something you do over and over and over, and he hasn't done that over and over and over. He's shot foul shots with guys on the line over and over and over, but not by himself.
For those of you joining us that don't or have not seen Strasburg-Zeeland play, Brody Nusma, he's such an incredible talent, but he's just a sophomore. He plays like a senior, and he tricks us sometimes because of how well he plays and how experienced he seems. 1.5 seconds. It's tipped away. And Linton HMB officially is headed to Grand Forks, the Region 3 champions. (66-64). Linton HMB down as many as 13 in the second half. They win it in an extra frame. It's the 7th time since 2003 that Linton HMB is headed to the state tournament. It's the 11th time under head coach Dan Carr that Linton HMB is headed to the state tournament. Strasburg-Zeeland, their hearts broken. Strasburg-Zeeland was leading for the majority of the game. As they'll shake hands at center court, two teams that know each other so well, only 10 miles separating Linton and Strasburg. The fourth time that they've matched up this season, Linton has won 3 of 4 of those matchups. But certainly friends between the two teams. And standing down with our player of the game is Pat Boylan.
All right. Jaji.
They just left. I came off it. No one was on me, and I just took it. Take it.
For you today, no points. Take me through your day. Really feeling it there. Going on, just the intensity of this place. What's it like knowing that you guys are the ones moving on?
Feels great. Feels awesome. Team effort. And we're going to state.
What's going through your head there, the craziness at the end? You think you've won the game. Next thing you know, they're shooting free throws to tie, and then you got through your head in those couple moments there.
I mean, we thought we had it. Everyone was celebrating. Then we had to come back, focus, and just win it again.
Andrew Small, he finishes with 19 points today and the game-winning shot here for Linton HMB. Simon.
66-64, Linton HMB is headed to Grand Forks. We apologize for the audio issues that we had with the interview with Andrew Small, but the award ceremony here from the Region 3 tournament when we return to the Beck Sports Network.
Now for Region 3 Coach of the Year, as voted on by Region Boys basketball coaches. District 5 finalists, Brian Van.
Tonight's game is being presented by Dickey Rural Networks. DRN, a greater experience.
Do you remember back to the days when business was conducted at the coffee shop? The details were written on a napkin and the deal was concluded by a handshake. If you were the supplier, you probably filled out the check and the amount, and if the guy really trusted you, you filled in the check register. The check might even have been a counter check. Now you can do it on our iPad or phone or get confirmation that the transaction was concluded by clicking the right button on your email program. Memories. Need seed. Think proceed.
Away with the victory, 66-64, the final here from Jamestown. 19 points by Andrew Small, all coming in the second half. 20 points for Jonathan Purinton, who fouled out of the game. 13 points for Brody Nusma. We're going to toss it over to the PA announcer as the award ceremony gets going here from Jamestown.
Would each district athlete please come to center court? From District 5, Brady Thielges. From Lemoore, Litchfield, Marion. And from District 6, Trent Fettig from Napoleon. And our 2014 Region 3 Outstanding Senior Athlete is Brady Thielges from Lemoore, Litchfield, Marion. Now for our team awards. The Region 3 runner-ups this year, 2014, the Strasburg-Zeeland Clippers. Would representatives please come up? Good game, gentlemen. And the 2013 Region 3 champions, Linton HMB Lions. The Lions will advance to the state Class B tournament being held at the Alaris Center in Grand Forks on March 6th, 7th, and 8th. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for making the 2014 Region 3 basketball tournament a success. Have a good night. Have safe travels.
All right, let's go to break here on the Beck Sports Network. I'll be back with Pat to wrap it up on the NISC postgame report.
The telecast of this tournament game has been authorized by special arrangement with the Board of Directors of the North Dakota High School Activities Association. Tonight's game is being sponsored by Beck Communications Cooperative. Beck Communications Cooperative, connections that matter.
Located on Highway 2, Farmers Union Oil of Berthold has it all. Top off your tank and start your day with a great cup of coffee, satisfy your hunger with a burger or pizza, and cool off with a refreshing milkshake. We bake fresh homemade buns and bread daily. Check out our Pride of Dakota line products made locally. Got a task ahead? Our hardware department has what you need. And be sure to refill your propane tanks and pick up some water before you head out. Everything under one roof. It's Farmers Union Oil of Berthold.
At Finley Engineering, we create innovative ideas to keep clients at the forefront of their industries. For more than 50 years, we've taken telecommunications and energy engineering above and beyond. Specializing in telecommunications, electric power transmissions and distribution, project management, cable TV, and right-of-way services. Finley Engineering provides the simplicity and efficiency of turnkey capabilities. Strong on ideas, strong on execution, strong on detail. Finley Engineering, online at FECinc.com.
Here at Beck Communications, we offer high-tech, web-powered phone systems for your business to save you time and money. We're not talking about robots with cell phones. We're talking about complete business phone solutions. Have an auto attendant answer the phone. Forward office calls right to your cell phone so you can work from anywhere, even the amusement park, and much, much more. Best of all, Beck Spider Talk requires no maintenance or major capital investment. That's Beck Smart. Call Beck Communications today and mention this ad to get 2 months of Beck Spider Talk free.
North Dakota One Call wants to remind everyone about upcoming changes in the One Call law when it comes to excavation. These changes include increased fines and penalties, changes in the remarking of excavation requests, and an increase in the number of days an excavation request is good for. For more information on all the changes, just log on to nd1call.com. And remember to always contact North Dakota One Call before you do any digging. Just call 811. It's fast, it's easy, and it's the law. This message brought to you by North Dakota One Call.
Tonight's game is being sponsored by Beck Communications Cooperative. Beck Communications Cooperative, connections that matter.
Only one car dealer in South Central North Dakota has been serving its customers for over 95 years.
Fifely Chevrolet and Buick of Wishick is here to help you choose the vehicle that best fits your needs. Check out Consumer Reports' top sedan in the U.S., the 2014 Chevrolet Impala. Or drive out an all-new 2014 Silverado. Fifely will keep your car or truck running in tip-top shape with our exceptional parts and service department. So the next time you shop for a car or truck, come in and see us at Fifely Chevrolet or check out our website at fifelychevrolet.com.
You'll find quality doctors and quality care at Johnson Eye Care and Eyewear.
I couldn't be happier and more committed to provide patient care in the Minot area. I'm proud to serve you and your family and all their eye care needs. We use the latest technology and display one of the largest selections of eyewear in the area. My friendly, knowledgeable staff and on-site lab are ready to find a style that is right for you.
Difference is clear. Johnson Eye Care and Eyewear.
Your one-stop shop, Farmers Union Oil of Burlington, has you covered. Start your day with fresh baked bread, buns, and cinnamon rolls. Our fresh subs and hot pizza go perfect with an ice-cold milkshake. Our robust coffee tastes even better when you use your Cenex mug for 25-cent refills any time of the day. We have bait, hunting, and fishing license, firewood, ice, and propane. Fill up on water at our refilling station and keep your car and truck running smoothly with our automotive supplies. At Farmers Union Oil of Burlington, we fuel your life.
A dramatic finish to a dramatic matchup. Linton HMB headed to Grand Forks, 66-64, the final. Lions over Clippers. Simon Rosenwasser back with Pat Boylan for one last time here from the Region 3 tournament. What a tournament it was all week, Pat. We saw some great games, and probably the best of them all was the last one we saw.
Yes, I mean, they saved the best for last. Just a terrific game. Linton HMB, Strasburg, Zealand, two terrific clubs. Someone had to win, and Linton HMB was just a little bit better down the stretch, both in regulation and in overtime, and you really feel for the kids from Strasburg because you know they wanted to get that win for Scotty, and you know they had a couple chances to pull it out. But in the end, you know, Linton, the experienced team, the team that's been there, and I think that showed just a little bit down the stretch.
Man, it's been such a great week here on the Beck Sports Network from the Region 3 tournament. We've had so many close games. I think all but 2 or 3 of our games have been real close, down to the wire games. Linton HMB, you could have said that they were the favorites from the beginning. Well, they won it in the end, 66-64. They've been playing in so many close games all season long. They played another one here in the Region 3 Championship, and they came away with the victory. I want to take the time to thank our crew. It's been a lot of different people who have come together to put this one on all week long. Here tonight, it was the Strasburg crew, who are probably pretty upset about their team losing, but they do a great job bringing us the action, bringing you the action. Jordan Hassler and Isaac Rice down on cameras as well. Jesse Schwab, Scott Lurch in the truck. Don't forget you can purchase this game or any game on the Beck Sports Network. Go to becksports.com, click that DVD tab. You can have a piece of history. Our next broadcast, well, we're back to Bismarck tonight. We're up to Crosby, North Dakota tomorrow to cover the Junior Gold State Hockey Tournament. So more playoffs coming your way on the Beck Sports Network. Starting tomorrow at 2:15 is when our coverage gets underway, so join us then. But to wrap it up from Jamestown, the Region 3 tournament comes to a close, and it's the Linton HMB Lions who go out on top.
Tonight's game is being presented by Dickey Rural Networks. DRN, a greater experience.
Decades ago, we set out to bring affordable, reliable electricity